Well, holy shnikes, everybody. This is Shannon Beyond, broadcasting from the Mullet River Sprint Track. Today we got a special race for you. This is that 70s race. All cars from the 70s era, and it's on a new track. Well, the track is done, but everything else is still under construction. We're still going to hold a race, because that's what we do here. Let's go ahead and meet our racers for today. First up, Mick Miles from Milestone Racing, driving that 1970 GTO Judge TMGT. Next is Lone Star of Live Young Diecast and the 1970s Barracuda. That's a great paint job. One of our friends from the north, welcome back Crazy Canuck and the 1970 Dodge Charger, driving for the A-Team. Up next is a past champion here at the Mullet River Sprint Track. That is Lily the Dog of Lily's Boneyard in that 1971 Ford Mustang. I believe Stewie McNasty is new to the Mullet River Sprint Track in that 1971 Firebird. What a great paint job. And so is Marco Polo of Marco Polo Racing, Polo Racing in that 1977 Firebird. Let's take a look at the grid for lap 1. That's going to be Mick Miles and Lone Star up front. Lily the Dog and the Crazy Canuck will be in the middle. Stewie McNasty and Marco Polo in the back. That's your starting grid. Here we go with lap 1 of that 70s race. Let's kick this thing off. They're all set to go, heading on down to the carousel. Remember, it's a new track. Through the carousel, down to the Phil Collins corner. Lone Star getting sideways. Someone's off the track. Lone Star blocking again. Lone Star will take lap 1 with Mick Miles in second. Check out the timer. It got completely destroyed, but it does work. Here is the replay for lap 1. Lone Star takes off, gets a great start, heading to the carousel. Stays in front of Mick through the carousel on the outside. They're even heading on down to the hill into the new Phil Collins corner. Check out that gold car. Stewie McNasty, the first one to get aired tonight off the Phil Collins corner. Here are the cars coming through the Triple Lindy. The Triple Lindy is a 3/4 turn. Heading down that back straight is Lone Star in front with Mick next to him. Lone Star has to block when he does. The Crazy Canuck gets next to Mick heading into the S's. The S consists of the Crew Jones corner and Champs corner right before the finish, and right there is the finish line. Your finishing order for lap 1 is Lone Star, then Mick Miles, the Crazy Canuck, Lily the Dog, and then Marco Polo. Standings after 1. You get 6 points for finishing in first place, 5 for second, and on down. Lone Star is your current leader. Let's check out the grid for lap 2. Starting up front will be anytime now. Come on, people. There we go. Lone Star and Crazy Canuck will be up front. Mick Miles and Marco Polo will be in the middle. Lily the Dog and Stewie McNasty will be in the back row. Here we go with lap 2. Everybody's ready to go, and we're taking on down to the carousel. And once again, that's Lone Star getting the whole shot out in front. The Crazy Canuck behind him. Heading through the S's. The Crazy Canuck catching up to Lone Star. Can't do it, Lone Star. Again, oh, look at Stewie McNasty showing off that paint job at the finish line. Let's head to the replay. Lone Star again with a great jump at the start. Heads on down, gets out in front. The Canuck gets behind him coming down the hill. But what you want to watch is Lily the Dog on the right side of your screen. Goes off the track. Takes a huge fall. Most people like to get air off the Phil Collins corner, but she got air going into the Phil Collins corner. Through the Triple Lindy, into the Crew Jones corner. Lone Star had a good lead, but the Crazy Canuck and Mick Miles caught up in the S's. Through Champs corner, Crazy Canuck tried to get past Lone Star, just couldn't do it before the finish line. Lap 2 finishing order, Lone Star, Crazy Canuck, Marco Polo, and Mick Miles. And here comes Stewie McNasty, hitting the brakes, stopping at the finish line, letting the crowd take some pictures. Hopefully, Lily the Dog's okay after taking that huge spill going into the Phil Collins corner. We'll check out the K9 as you guys check out the standings after lap 2. Lone Star out in front with 12 points, Crazy Canuck with 9 points. Mick Miles has 8, Marco Polo with 6. Lily the Dog and Stewie need some points to catch up. Here's your grid for lap 3. Out in front will be Crazy Canuck and Marco Polo. Lone Star and Stewie McNasty in the middle. Mick Miles and Lily the Dog will be in the back. We're going to have to see if Lily the Dog and Stewie McNasty can get some points here. Here we go, lap 3, heading on down to the carousel. The Canadian with a great start, getting out in front of Marco Polo. Marco Polo on 2 wheels. A car goes flying off the track. There's an upside down Thundercat, and Marco Polo takes the lap. Just chaos all over the track. Let's go back and see that in slow motion. Here's the Crazy Canuck heading on down to the carousel, gets out in front. Marco Polo in that orange car will get up on 2 wheels going through the Phil Collins corner, and once again, Stewie McNasty losing control and taking a spill off the track, second time today. The Crazy Canuck actually flips in the Triple Indy, and everyone bunches up behind him. They're able to get past him in the Crew Jones corner. The Thundercat on his hood, taking a ride, no control there. And that is Marco Polo getting the lap. Your finishing order is Marco Polo, Lone Star, and Lily the dog with some much needed points. Started in 6th. I'm getting better at that. And finishing 3rd. Marco Polo jumps all the way up into 2nd. Lone Star is still your leader, Marco Polo in 2nd. 3rd through 5th place separated by 2 points. Let's head over to see the grid for lap 4. Up front is going to be Marco Polo and Stewie McNasty. Marco Polo's got a chance here to gain up some more huge points. Crazy Canuck, Lily the dog in the middle, Lone Star and Mick Miles in the back. Sorry for the grainy video, but this is lap 4. Heading fast through the carousel, heading on down to the Phil Collins corner. Oh, multiple cars get air, one flies off the track. Marco Polo will get the lap. The Crazy Canuck is in 2nd, and that is Lone Star upside down. Finishes the lap, will get points. The non-modified stock cars that we tested this track with, the very limited testing that we did, we're getting like 6.5 second laps. These guys just pulled a 5.5. Heading on through the carousel down to the Phil Collins corner. Multiple cars getting air. Stewie McNasty once again flying up in the air, landing, doing a grind, and flying off the track. Lily the dog flips it going into the Triple Indy and never makes it out. 5 cars go in, 4 come out. Lone Star currently in 3rd place here going into the Crew Jones corner. He flips it coming out of the Crew Jones corner going into the Champs corner. Mick Miles tries to get by him but just cannot do it. And Lone Star will actually finish 3rd, crossing the finish line on his hood. Your finishing order for lap 4 is Marco Polo, the Crazy Canuck, Lone Star, and Mick Miles. Marco Polo piling on the points, but Lone Star still in front. For your current standings, Lone Star, Marco Polo, and Crazy Canuck. With 2 laps left, Stewie is out of it. Lily the dog is still in, but needs a lot of help. Here we go, lap 5. Starting grid, Stewie McNasty and Lily the dog right up front. Good chance for them to get points. Marco Polo and Mick Miles in the middle. Crazy Canuck and Lone Star in the back row. Here we go with lap 5. Great start for Stewie McNasty. Head through the carousel, blocks going down the hill. Still blocking going into the Triple Indy. Comes out going backwards, getting challenged by Lily the dog. Stewie McNasty holds on to it, gets a 1st place lap finish. Lone Star getting very close to that beam. I'm not sure if he finished the lap. We're going to have to check that out. Stewie McNasty gets out front by the time he gets through the carousel. Starts blocking on down the hill. Does a great job of actually staying on the track coming out of the Phil Collins corner, which has been a challenge for him all day long today. Here they come through the Triple Indy. In the middle of the pack in the red car, that's the Crazy Canuck getting sideways. Going into the S's, Lily the dog challenges Stewie McNasty, but just can't pull it off. We're gonna have to see if Lone Star finishes the lap here. And if you watch just past the finish line, that's the Crazy Canuck pushing Marco Polo off the track. They're gonna have words about that later. Let's check this finish out here. Your finishing order is Stewie McNasty, Lily the dog, Marco Polo, Crazy Canuck, Mick Miles, Mike Myers. There's Lone Star, and the judges say he did not finish the lap. Just fell short. Let's take a look at the drama at the finish line here. This is the Crazy Canuck coming up behind Marco Polo and flipping him off the track. I'm guessing that doesn't make Marco too happy, but what does make Marco happy is he's your current leader, just past Lone Star for the day. Lone Star 1 point behind him with 1 lap left. Crazy Canuck, Mick Miles, and Lily the dog all fighting for that 3rd spot. And to make matters worse for the Crazy Canuck is that Lily the dog and Mick Miles will be in front And the Crazy Canuck will be starting in sixth place. Whatever. Marco Polo and Lone Star already moving on. Let's find out who placed third. Here we go with lap 6, heading on down to the carousel. What a great start by Lily the dog. But she flips in the Phil Collins corner. Chaos. Out in front is Lone Star. And that is Stewie McNasty right behind him. And Stewie again, of course, pulling the handbrake, showing off. May not be moving on, but wants everybody to see his car. Here's the lap 6 replay. Mick Myers gets a good start, but Lily the dog just takes off and shows the speed that she has. Flying down the hill, loses control and flips it going into the Phil Collins corner. Blocks up both Mick Myers and the Crazy Canuck. Marco Polo passes Stewie McNasty in the Triple Indy, then goes up on the wall and flips it going into the Crew Jones corner. Stewie getting by him and taking second. The Crazy Canuck, slow in the back, trying to make it to the finish line, gets held up by hitting Marco Polo in the Crew Jones corner. Your finishing order for lap 6 is Lone Star, and then Stewie McNasty in that gold car, once again showing off for everybody. Likes to pull that handbrake at the finish line. Final results: Lone Star, Marco Polo, and the Crazy Canuck all moving on to the next round. Mick and Stewie both with 13 points. Lily the dog with 12 points. Very uncharacteristic for Lily here at the Mullet River Sprint Track. We always love it when Lily's at the track. There will be a second chance car racing in Group 4. Whomever has the most points that did not get into the next round will be that second chance car in Group 4. Mick and Stewie currently your leader for that chance. But your race winner today was Lone Star, Live Young Diecast in that 1970 Barracuda. Figuring that this is the first race of the new track, we also have a track record today of a 5.5071 set by Marco Polo. Thank you everyone for your patience. And thanks to everyone that reached out to me during some health problems. I'm okay, we're all good here. And we'll see you next time for round 2 of that 70s race.